So let me demonstrate this for you. If meeting in person, I would give my friend a copy of the book to keep, so we each have one. If you're meeting online, you can go to theword1to1.com to download the books for free, and then share your screen so that you're both looking at the same pages. Take some time to find out how your friend is doing when they first arrive. But before too long, say something like, "Let me show you those notes I told you about." It's helpful to explain the general layout of the notes, and you can do this by turning to page 4 to show that on the left is text from John's Gospel, one of the books from the Bible. John lived with Jesus for 3 action-packed years, and we'll read an account of what he saw and heard during that time. On the right are the explanatory notes that highlight the main points and provide background information from the rest of the Bible. And these will serve as a guide, but feel free to ask questions or comment at any time. Then go to the next page, which is the overview. When I'm doing this, I would just say, so the first episode we'll look at now is all about how God came to earth. And I would read the notes that are there. In this episode, John's eyewitness account starts with an overview. You might find this a surprising start. We don't begin with the baby Jesus and his famous birth. There's no stable, no angels, no Bethlehem, but rather some massive claims. So don't be surprised if it will need some unpacking. As you can see, I'm leaning entirely on the notes. Of course, if you prefer, you can use the notes as a framework and use your own words. Do whatever you feel most comfortable with. Then go to the next page and explain that the sentences with the numbers on the left are straight from the Bible. They are the most important thing to focus on, and they were written 2,000 years ago by John. Ask them to read the Bible verses either to themselves or out loud, but only if they prefer. It's very important not to put our friends on the spot by asking them to do things they may not be comfortable with. Let me just read them for us now. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. Then take the lead and chat through the notes on the right. For example, starting from the top of page 9, I'd say, those Bible verses we've just read tell us about the God who made everything. John introduces us to the Word. Twice he says the Word was there in the beginning. You can see that in verse 1 and 2. So the Word existed before time, before creation, before the beginning. In short, the Word is eternal. But who or what is the Word? The Word is God. We can see that in verse 1. The Word is a person. See how the sentence starts with a he in verse 2. The Word, who is God and a person, made absolutely everything, no exceptions, in verse 3. Already, we're being introduced to the Creator. But John's claims for the Word go even further. I hope you can see from this just how simple it can be. You don't need to be an evangelist or a Bible teacher. You just need to be a loving page turner, letting God speak and relying on the Word to do the work. After just 3 verses, our friend has heard amazing truths about God. When was the last time you got to communicate that message to someone in a casual conversation? Even at this early stage, everyone I've read with has been fascinated. To keep things interactive, you could ask your friend, "Is that new to you? Have you seen that before?" Then you turn the page and follow the same pattern. You'll soon find you get into a rhythm of reading the Bible text chatting through it, flipping the page, and repeating. And by the end of the episode, you will have covered some massive claims. The Word made everything. Those who receive and believe in the Word are welcomed into God's eternal family. The Word became flesh. That's who Jesus Christ is, who brings grace and truth. So in those 18 verses, our friend is learning that if they want to know about God, they just need to look at Jesus. Because verse 18 says, "No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is in the closest relationship with the Father, has made him known."